I'm reading your words to the defendant. I'm going to rock your world and make you grow the up. Your dad is in emergency surgery, but he's going to pull through. You're going to regret this until the day you die, unless you give me a reason to let you continue in your drug-addicted up way. And then you go on. Go smoke that pipe, and why don't you just hand the baby a crack pipe too? He doesn't have a chance in hell with you two as parents. Death, drugs, or prison, you sad M. It looks like this was attached to the civil stalking petition, page 18, the plaintiff's evidence. Thanks for doing us both a favor and placing a restraining order on me, you dumb C. What is your obsession with me, you psychopath? You just can't stop talking about me, and it's really weird. What's really weird is that the two of you are actually showing up in court, pointing the fingers at the other one as if there's some blamelessness here. It's outrageous, those messages. I mean, you guys really acted like animals, all of you. So let's now go back to the case. You clearly loaned him the money. You needed the money. So I know you paid her back something. I just don't know how much.
I paid $2,000 total.
When did you pay the money? Give me dates.
I paid on the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month.
Every month?
Yes, for September and October.
You want me to believe that I guess while the two of them were cussing each other out and acting like animals, you were like, oh, okay, and here's your payment this month, and here's the payment next month. And I just don't believe that was happening.
So if you look at the text messages, everything was fine up until January 8th when they got back together. And that's when Pam turned on me and started going off on me about how she's going to shut my home down, how we're bad parents.
I want to move on to something else. In your evidence, I'm looking at your Exhibit D. There's a text message from the plaintiff, and it begins, so when it comes to Braxton, they don't feed him real food.
Correct.
What is this message?
She's talking about how we don't feed our child and that he's dirty all the time. We just buy him new clothes.
Ms. Penrod, did you send this message?
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and everything that I was talking to her about was truth based on what my husband experienced living with them.
But not things that you saw or experienced.
I saw when he lived with me that the child was not fed food. I actually bought the high chair, bought the bib, bought the food, bought the spoons. When he moved out, he took none of that with him. And I would say, Chris, I know it's uncomfortable, it takes time, but you have to sit the baby down 3 to 5 times a day and offer him food. You cannot just bottle feed a 1.5-year-old child.
Let me interrupt you. Why did you submit this text message, sir?
Just showing that she's just how big of a liar that she is.
Or maybe she was concerned about your baby. You're countersuing her for defamation of character. And that claim has to be based on something.
She was saying that we're trying to set my father up into a hospice, and I have a care home for 24 hours. Why would I set him up into a hospice when I have a care home at my own home?
I don't know, because you hate her.
But
there are all kinds of reasons.
He was living at my home at the time.
Okay, I don't have anything further.
I have one question. Your child is how old now?
He is 1.5 years.
And you've been sober for only 8 months, is that correct?
8 months.
She relapsed after the child was born.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter. All right, I'm going to start with the countersuit. I think that based on all the testimony we've heard in here from all of them, that there really is no defamation. I mean, she was addicted to drugs. The child was born during her period of addiction. So I feel that there is no basis for this lawsuit within the counterclaim, and I would dismiss that. Do you want to address that first, or should I do both?
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree too.
All right, so we're going to dismiss the counterclaim. With regard to the main complaint, he's claiming he made payments. I always have a problem when they say I made all cash payments and I don't have any proof of it. My inclination is that these people should just not be connected in any way. I would be not unhappy to dismiss this case.
I give his father a lot of weight, and so I would give her what she's asked for, $2,980. I don't buy his. I paid her in cash, or I paid her in labor.
Okay, I feel like she was a little bit all over the place. There was too much animus there. You know, that exchange that the defendant kept focusing on where he said, I paid you every month. And she was like, I know, I appreciate it. If you really read it in context, she's talking about all the other things.
Exactly. It was
it's
non
not
sequitur.
about, correct. But so it assumes too much, but it doesn't prove as much as he wants us to think.
But more significant, I would bet he didn't pay her because he said, I'm not giving you any money. You owe my father money and I'm not giving it.
Right. And it's
he
not
wasn't
even
gonna,
his debt.
No. He doesn't like her any more than she likes them. And he's like, I'm not going to give you any more money. You owe my father money. You've been trying to get all this money from me. I'm not giving you any more money. So then she would be entitled to $2,980. It just bothers me that people do this to one another's lives and they point the finger. All right, unanimous, $2,980.